captaining the side in a familiar engine room. Talika Menin packs down on the tight head against her former team. And speaking of ex-teammates, Chloe Rolly will line up against her former employers. But with that, the referee's whistle goes. We are underway. And Exeter Chiefs go in chase of an 11th consecutive victory. A victory that would take them to the top of the table. But this Loughborough Lightning team, despite underachieving this year by their own admission, they will still feel as if they have got a part to play. And they've been known to cause an upset in the past, but on this dry, firm, fast track, it is going to be a big ask for them at Sandy. An early penalty for Exeter Chiefs. You did get here in the end, Rachel Burford. Claire let you go so you could get up here to join us. What do you think the big challenges for Loughborough Lightning are early here so they can try and get a foothold against this relentless Chiefs team?
I think they've got to look at playing in the right areas. Chiefs have got one of the most impressive ball carrying, gain line success of the league, and I think if you allow Exeter Chiefs to get that momentum and get that go forward, they become a really challenging team to stop.
Maloney, first line out of the day. The line out's been such a strength of this Chiefs team, and there's some gaps in the seams there for Cantona to attack. Sarah Hunter going chasing after that ball, and just like that, penalty for Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah, just a bit of lack of communication, looking to do a little tip but overruns it. But well covered up at the back there. Just looking at variations of their line-outs coming off the top but tipping into that seam. Sarah Hunter did really well to tidy it up in the back.
And Helen Nelson has managed to thread the needle between two Chiefs players on the touchline there. So we've seen Maloney's darts. Let's have a look at Fields. That one taken down well. And a first venture into the Chiefs' half here. Hunter. Oh, meters after contact. It's been a trademark of hers for many years. Now Nelson. That's Hardy. Baloo Matatonga finds Chloe Rolly. First touch for her, and those dancing feet going to work. Interesting to see Baloo Matatonga chosen in midfield today. Very exciting attacking option for Lightning. See a lot of her at 15, but of course with Rolly, get her on the pitch and get her hands on the ball.
Tackle!
Megan Davey selected at scrum half for Lightning today as well, with Lucy Weaver on the bench.
Tackle now, off, leave it. Get out of the way.
Good phases here for Lightning, but Nelson sat deep.
Loughborough stop!
Looking to guide that one into the 22, and it yields a result.
Yeah, that's what you want.
That's a lovely kick from Nelson, just recognising they're in the middle of the pitch, not going anywhere.
Touch. What do you want?
Exeter often put double shots in. They're not really competing over the ball, so it allows them to have all their numbers on their feet, which means it feels like there's no space in the front line. So opts to kick through the backfield. Just an error comes in from Doidge, puts them in a prime position and an opportunity to strike from here.
A rare mistake from Merrin Doidge. She's been the model of consistency this season in the 15 jersey for the Chiefs.
Set good standards here.
And this is a real statement of intent from Loughborough as well. They could have had the scrum or the line out. They've opted for the scrum. Trevathan, Field and Belisle against Rogers, Maloney and Menin in the front row. As we mentioned, Menin, former Loughborough Lightning.
Fine! We've got a good gap side, both of you are going too far in. Alright, you need to keep a gap this side as well. I think it's one or the other, it'll be a free kick. Come on, hold the space.
Katie Trevathan packing down on the loose head side. Loughborough Lightning's most capped player. Of course, the scrum's 5 metres in from touch, so nobody on the short side, but Fran Goldthorpe on the inside shoulder of the first receiver, Nelson.
Stay behind the ball. Ball's lifted.
And it is Goldthorpe. And Nelson at second receiver, Rolly. With some space to run into. That's Bo Westcombe-Evans trying to get round the outside. She wasn't expecting to play today, but Harris Westcombe Evans, one of the players who's come through the student system at Loughborough University.
Advantage. Leave it now. Got advantage. Looks forward, no advantage.
And then Emma Wassell just reaching for that one. Never really looked in control of the pass or the reception of the pass.
Okay.
And Chiefs will have the put in.
You going to the knee and then up.
It was great intent, wasn't it, from the scrum, playing out they're looking to get in those outside channels and really test outside Zachary at that 13 channel. But here, just you're getting a little bit too wide off your 10, which makes the ball in the air too long, and Hope Rogers just has all the time in the world to get a shot on Wassell. So when you want to play that wide, just have a little bit more depth so that you've got time to actually catch the ball, run onto it, and then make a decision.
Yeah, Rogers lined her up, didn't she? Enjoyed that one. I think we're going to see some big collisions in this game today.
We're engaging early.
But Mike Hudson not happy with the engaging in either scrum, and this time he did pick a guilty party.
Gave you the benefit of the
free
first.
kick.
Can't be pre-engaging like that. You just need to have a gap. But I think it's... Just keep the space. Keep that space. As you said, make sure it's not you as well. Alright? Thank you.
So Mike Hudson becoming a more familiar face to Premier 15's fans. Excellent referee. Refereeing at the elite level in the men's and women's games.
Set!
Getting a few fun ones as well. He did Harlequins versus the Barbarians at the Stoop earlier in the year. Does like a chat though as Hunter picks from the base. Now Nelson, Chloe Rowley, Fran Goldthorpe steps inside. Dual code player Goldthorpe leads Rhinos in England in Rugby League, and a versatile back for Lightning as well. Centre wing. Good intent early on from Lightning, but then the loose pass sends Hardy backwards, and Wassell manages to get on the loose ball with Chiefs sniffing around the turnover. Just overcooked from Nelson.
Yeah, rare mistake from Nelson. You can see what she's trying to do. There's a little bit of space in the backfield, just looking for that little chip over the top. You can see the intention from Loughborough Lightning, looking to play out the back, not wanting to engage too much in the collisions. Using Chloe Rowley so often to be a link player and in that strike back line.
Advantage. Got it. Advantage. Just a knock on off red.
Well, a rare mistake. We've said that a few times, haven't we? We've got a rare mistake from Doidge, a rare mistake from Nelson, now a rare mistake from Poppy Leach, who's usually bulletproof in the line-out. The Chiefs kick away the advantage, and now it's Raleigh looking to gather her own kick, but Claude MacDonald gathers it, and there's so much expectation around the crowd every time she's on the ball. Such an exciting player. He's kicked away by McGovern.
Loughborough, stop in front!
And Nelson. Straight down the throat.
Exeter, stop! Stop there.
Nelson's deep again. She's going to let that bounce. And she's dwelled on it for a little bit too long. Friday did well to close the gap.
Did well, on 7, thank you.
Sadia Cabella. Oh, bit of space here. That's a good ball. One defender to beat, but a good tackle. And Lightning do well to stay in field. Only 9 minutes in, and Exeter Chiefs have barely had a touch of the ball. Matatonga. Very much in the middle third at the moment, though. Nelson thinks about the kick, but Talika Menin makes the tackle on her in the end. It's a good defensive lift from Chiefs. It was a mistake from field. The ball went forward, but that all came from 2 or 3 Exeter Chiefs defenders who just looked like they were going to melt her.
Yeah, it's such a shame, because the build-up to that was brilliantly done by Loughborough. Seeing some really good decisions being made. Just here as she goes in, and you know what, if this actually went to hand, they would have had the advantage in the overlap, because even though there's pressure coming in from the Chiefs, they're really narrow. If that went to hand, then they could have had an opportunity to play wide as well.
Make sure he hits up and say, yeah.
Now Chiefs ball at the scrum. Just a quick word on Claude McDonald, because it was her first touch then, and the entire atmosphere in the stadium changed, and that is such a great thing to hear and feel, isn't it? Just people, a knowledgeable crowd who are excited to see great players.
Well, exactly, she signed this season, didn't she? And she's now a fan favourite. She's scored some absolute worldies, not only in a red rose shirt, but also for Exeter Chiefs. So I think she's got a hell of an expectation on her shoulders now.
Sadia Kabir breaking off the scrum to tackle Johnson. And that's a kick from McDonald to chase, but Goldthorpe's going to get there first. Awkward bounce though. Goldthorpe only knows one way, and that's forward. Tackle by Maloney.
Ball's lifted, ball's lifted.
And Johnson closing the gap on Wassell.
Take him back. Loughborough stop here.
And Lightning forced backwards, so Nelson clears the lines. Here's Flo Robinson running with intent. Doige. Trevathan tries to hold her up.
Tackle!
And Merrin Doige does well. Menin.
You're not through the gate. You're not through the gate. Okay. Not through the gate.
Sarah Hunter a little bit too keen.
She's always trying to disrupt around the breakdown, but not legal in the referee's eyes. Loughborough just coming under pressure in attack defensively. Just playing really wide off the line, which just allows for Exeter to get plenty of line speed up on that ball carrier on the first receiver.
Approaching 12 minutes on our clock. First journey into the 22 for the home team.
Exeter. Thank you.
Maloney. 7 tries for her this season. It's been another brilliant addition to this Exeter Chiefs team. Mitch fumbles it again.
Hold that.
2 errors as line-out receiver for Poppy Leach. Not something we see very often from her. And Lightning clear.
You'll get numbers go.
Good line-out defence from Loughborough. Exeter, one of the highest rates when they get into the 22. They often execute and come away with some points.
Yeah, time off then, please. Emma. Time off.
Medics on for the first time. Kate Zachary
Time off. Not here. Time.
is getting something absorbent shoved up her nose.
She's a tough player. It'll take a lot for her to get off the pitch.
It's been great over the last couple of seasons to see her versatility, isn't it? Playing number 8 last year, being one of the best players in the league. Playing outside centre this year, being one of the best players in the league. I suppose she's just the kind of player, if she's wearing your badge, your shirt, you just want her on the pitch wherever it is.
Yeah, exactly, and I think she slots so well into that outside channel. Exeter Chief want to play with their ball carriers in those wide channels, but then she has the added attributes of the skill set to play there, the pace to be there. She's been one of the lead players within the whole league.
We talked about that race for 10 tries, 3 of them on 9 tries. All 3 of them scored against Loughborough Lightning in the 54-5 win earlier in the season. So watch this space. But so far, 13 minutes gone. Exeter Chiefs 0, Loughborough Lightning 0. Maloney goes to the front this time, and that is better line-out ball for the home team. Maloney has it at the back.
Stay back foot, Loughborough, still moving.
And that come Lightning. Donald could get herself a one-on-one up the short side, but instead Robinson goes open and can't torn it. Straight into Nelson, who goes a little bit too high. Now an advantage to play with. Doige hits the line. Matatonga makes a good low tackle. Chiefs just trying to increase the tempo here. Not necessarily getting up over that gain line.
No, one cheer. High tackle 10. Second person in the tackle high.
It's going to be a key area of the game, is that discipline. Just being really disciplined around the driving maul, which Loughborough were, but then a simple thing as a high tackle just gives Exeter another opportunity to just kick down more into the 22. Nelson nearly keeps it in.
I think it was in Lightning's best interest that it didn't stay in the end, because Maisie Allen, oh, she's such a menace, Maisie Allen.
She's a player that's kind of really goes about her work under the radar, just busy all the time.
Certainly a player to keep your eye on. I think she is going to have a very, very entertaining few years, no matter what jersey she's wearing. There's Emma Wassell down there. The medics being kept busy in the last couple of minutes. Approaching 15 minutes here. Neither team has really fired a shot yet. A lot of the ball has been in that middle third. But second visit to the Chiefs 22. And they very rarely need multiple invitations. More good ball at the front. And they take it to the maul. Maloney at the back again. Ball tucked under that right arm.
She's through the middle, she's through the middle.
Well, if Lightning got their hands on this, if it doesn't keep moving, Chiefs could be in trouble. But it does keep moving. Sideways, forwards. Hunter's in there. And that is brilliantly done by Loughborough Lightning.
Oh, superb defence. As soon as Chiefs brought the ball down, they connected so well, got the ascendance on the shove, driving Exeter back. I think it might have been Sadia Kabea that manages to wriggle through the middle and latch onto the ball. That's a big statement. To not concede a penalty in that area. Discipline is always so challenging around a driving maul, but then to come up with the ball as well relieves them from some pressure.
That has to be an area of the game where Loughborough Lightning get something though. When you look at players like Kabea and Malcolm and Hunter and Talling and Wassell and all of the international experience there around those areas, you've got to expect them to be top drawer.
Use it, balls away, use it.
Penalties mounting up for Lightning. And Chiefs go quickly. 2 metres short. Best chance of the game so far. And the pressure starting to tell. Pressure does tell. Right under the posts. Lightning conceding penalties. Exeter Chiefs relentless. And they get the first score of the match.
At the scrum time, and then Chiefs just pounce on the opportunity to play quick, play on the front foot, knowing that Loughborough will be disorientated, trying to get back on side.
McGovern, first player to get a century of points this season. 105 she's on, and this, the simplest of chances to take us up to 107. Flags go up, 7-0, 17 minutes gone.
Yeah, she's got an excellent kick rate, hasn't she? Last weekend also 100% from the kicking tee. Just extends that lead for Exeter. So here, this was where all the good work was done by Loughborough initially. Do so well to disrupt and turn the ball over.
Well, we're back underway. Merrin Doige looked like she'd knocked that one on, but referee says no. Decent clearance kick as well. Brilliant clearance kick. And that exit is so valuable.
Oh, it's a brilliant kick. Just Helen Nelson just slightly out of position. So then she ends up chasing a bobbling ball, and you never want to be doing that with a rugby-shaped ball.
Loughborough, let's go. Numbers, let's go. 4.
Loughborough Lightning very slow to the line out. Not in a rush. Chiefs looking to increase the tempo. Lightning looking to slow it down. And after all that, it's interrupted and intercepted, and back with Chiefs, and Johnson crashes forward.
Play on.
Friday. Not sure if that was meant for her or Leach, but it is Friday who takes it forward. And now it's into the hands of the backs. It's a loose ball.
Off it, leave it.
The try scorer, Rogers, who incidentally was the one who won the race to 10 tries. She'll be looking for more, as will the Chiefs. Good feet from Zachary. Beautiful balance from Zachary. And Robinson keeps the tempo high. Friday. Back to the middle of the pitch go Chiefs. McGovern takes it to the line and nearly threads the needle. But this tempo from Chiefs, the speed of ball, gaps open up. Lightning split open. And Chiefs in for a second. The tempo absolutely killing the visitors.
And that's when Exeter and Chiefs are at their best. Their forwards go to work in the middle between the 15s, coming onto the ball. Loughborough Lightning's line speed, just waiting for the engagement of that contact, just gives them the momentum. And then it's one moment, one lapse of concentration, and a little tip to Maisie Allen, which we spoke about, her ability and the bright prospect that she is. Just finds the space and gets through.
So Rogers gets her 10th, and then 3 minutes later Allen gets hers. But that's what Exeter are all about, isn't it? Just the speed of the breakdown, undefendable.
Yeah, very rarely do they go in isolation into the contact. They've always got 2 players on their shoulders, so they can generate that really quick ball.
Ian, just have a chat to 10 about...
Second attempt for McGovern. Second successful attempt. Halfway through the first period. Chiefs 14, Lightning 0.
It'll be disappointing for Loughborough. All originated from their line out, not going to plan.
Go left.
Loughborough created some good opportunities, but just that lack of accuracy. Drop balls, inconsistent in the line out. It's just gifting that momentum to Exeter Chiefs.
Doidge is the target again. Better take from her this time. Just put the brakes on the pass when she realised it was going to go forwards. Chloe Rolly gathers. Spots a gap herself. Is that going to find touch or go dead? Even in these very deep in-goal areas, that one has beaten the touchline altogether.
You can see what Chloe Rowley's trying to do, just find a bit of space in the backfield, but I think if her outside players can just communicate to her, they're really short on the left-hand side.
Split open, and Chiefs in for a second. The tempo absolutely killing the visitors
the whole time.
So the last scrum
Crouch!
yielded a penalty for Exeter Chiefs.
Five! Set!
What I will say about Mike Hudson is the prop on the will definitely hear him. Rachel Johnson goes off the base again and sends Cantona into contact. As always, she gets over the gain line. There's space in behind here. Oh, and that spiral kick just sits up, and Oh, Claude McDonald forces the knock on. Chloe Rolly can't get there. And it's back with the Chiefs. Dalika Menin. Robinson, Rogers and McGovern. What a carry there by Edel McMahon. And they just look so confident on the ball, Chiefs. Of course they do.
That was excellent from Sadia Kabea. Just sniffed the opportunity. Rough vulnerable and then manages to get onto Flo Robinson and force the error. Great work from Exeter Chiefs there, just off their first scrum. Just see that Claudia McDonald actually stacked in behind the 10, which kept the blindside winger up, and then that's what created that space in the backfield off the second phase. So much space there for Chloe Rowley to try and defend on her own.
An excellent chase from Claude McDonald as well, wasn't it, when that ball sat up for Rowley. Straight over, applying pressure. And it's scrum time again. Lightning puts it in this time. Oh, Robinson might have pinched that. Oh, it's a real bun fight for the ball. And it's just about come back Lightning's way, or has it? No, Chiefs have pinched it. And the set piece starting to betray Loughborough. But then Cantona's hands starting to betray her. Matatonga, Fran Goldthorpe. Up over halfway.
Good roll. Oh, no, it's not.
It's felt like a little while since Lightning had gone through some phases. Wassel took that ball very deep.
Nearly. Not quite.
And then Davey, Nelson, Kabea. Scored a fantastic try at the Stoop a couple of weeks ago. Sadia Kabea, after Loughborough Lightning went the length of the field. But the trap behind the gain line there. Excellent defensive pressure from Chiefs, and Nelson, well, I thought she was going to be forced to the boot, but now Rolly, oh, perhaps had Goldthorpe outside of there, but checked inside instead.
Fully release. Clear release first. Fully release. Just leave it. You've got it.
She's been busy, hasn't she, Chloe Rowley? Lots of touches on the ball. She's a real threat with the ball in hand.
25 minutes gone, and Nelson, good kick to touch. Not quite inside the 22, but a rare bit of territory for Loughborough Lightning. Again, they've gone for short numbers. Sadia Kabea sits out. And that was probably closer to the first receiver than Sarah Hunter.
Yeah, it's such a shame. They've obviously called a 6 because looking to get a driving maul on with all that experience in that pack. It just doesn't go down the channel. And because Exeter Chief did go up to compete, the referee's got to call that.
It's quite complicated, the Lightning line-out, isn't it? Better take from Poppy Leach this time, the captain.
4, don't change. That's 1-9.
Wassel looking to be a pain, but then Chiefs go straight through the middle and make 6, 7, 8, 9 metres.
Yeah, still moving.
Even Megan Davey, the scrum half, in there trying to add some weight for Lightning.
Take him back.
Could be a gap here. Important tackle to be made, and Wassel just about makes it. Leach with a 5-on-5 there as Talling takes her low.
That's fine. Good work, good work.
And then Lightning win the penalty. Bryony Field
Playing on the floor with your legs.
spoiling, and Robinson playing it on the floor. And
it'll be interesting to see what they call here. You know, the last 2 line-outs haven't gone right for them. They look to take the 3 points, or are they looking to kick it down into the corner? It looks like Nelson kicking to the corner. It's good pressure from Loughborough. You know, they're doing this time and time again, managing to put pressure on, turn the ball over. But it's all about this bit now, backing up that effort and being able to execute with the opportunity they've created.
well, this is their best chance of the game so far. Field drills that in. and then takes her place. She's another one who's on 9 tries going into this game. Can she get over for number 10? Oh, Lightning are over.
1 Exeter. If they haven't scored, it could be something else. It could be a penalty or a yellow card against you. Don't collapse. All right, don't try and collapse it.
And a word had by Hudson as well. Superb from Loughborough Lightning. They needed that. They backed the line out. They got the score, and they're back in the game.
That was excellent execution. It's almost a different mentality. Getting into the 22, 5 metres out.
Yeah, if they haven't scored. Oh, it's going.
I think it was Hope Rogers that got the warning there about illegally going to collapse.
That's right.
That's a lot of confidence. 1 entry into the 22 and they've come away with 5 points.
Just say lifting legs tight. Lifting leg. Cool, just, all right. Blood, Emma, or potential head here. I think it's just blood, actually, is it? Just blood? Yeah. Are we doing a blood replacement?
Oh, just it's really well worked. We've seen Loughborough when they get the momentum and they get the collective drive on. Like as soon as it came down from Rachel Malcolm, they got the shove on. Just Exeter getting pulled apart everywhere.
I need to get her off, yeah. Just do a blood replacement. Just tee that up, so we don't have to hold it too long if that's the case. Okay, let's go.
Game on. Conversion missed. Half an hour has passed, and it's Chiefs 14. Lightning 5. Excellent take from Cabella.
No. Just leave it.
A couple of silly penalties by Chiefs. The discipline is something that's been really good this season, a point of difference in fact.
Yeah, they've been one of the teams that really well disciplined. Referees talking, but you can see that they've just conceded a try. They've gone short, they're looking to get the ball back, try and put pressure on. But sometimes when you're just on that edge, that's when those discipline errors can come in.
Speaking of errors, Maloney's there at the back and keeping the ball alive as well. Excellent offload, great invention from the Chiefs. And here they go through Zachary. Oh, the ball over the top's beautiful. And now Claude McDonald chased down by Matatonga. Allen in at scrum half.
Offside, 4, never onside.
Leach gets clattered, but there's an offside penalty coming here should they need it. Friday. Up the jumper.
Okay, it was 4, never onside at first. Can you go this towards you? Just wait for Mark, please. 4, never onside.
It's that extra foot at the back. Just need to give clear view into the referee. Just lets Exeter Chief off.
Exeter up and down. Don't hold him.
And Chiefs back into the 22, chasing try number 3. They had that burst between 16 and 20 minutes where they got those 2 tries in quick succession.
Ball!
And that's good line-out ball.
Yeah, it's through the mark.
Maloney in again. More good small defence here though from Lightning. It's going sideways, not forwards for the Chiefs.
Don't change.
Well, it's well disciplined. Trevathan's there. Really patient from Exeter Chiefs.
Don't change.
This is lung-busting work by both packs. And now it does come out. Oh, a little fumble by McDonald, but a great fend and the offload too. Rolly slightly over chases. And Trevathan makes the tackle. Still with Chiefs.
2, move! Good.
Robinson goes back to the open side. Cantona. Cue of players to get their hands on the ball. Johnson's one of them.
Tackle!
Really good tackle to stop her by Nelson. 2 metres short, Exeter Chiefs.
Three not rolling.
Penalty advantage coming. This is not what Lightning want, but it's exactly what Exeter Chiefs want. Hope Rogers, a metre short.
4 offside.
Ball's been dropped.
There's a knock. Can't play there. Hold it here, please.
Emma Wassell offside now. Is he going to have a word?
Going.
In fact, that's exactly what he's going to do. Penalties mounting up. Chiefs pressure mounting with it.
It's just frustrating from a Loughborough point of view. It's all from their own doing, losing the line out, conceding penalties, offside, not rolling away, and it's just giving Exeter Chiefs all that momentum.
Okay, hold.
Well, they're going to tap and go again. Hope Rogers is going to tip that on. They're going to put some hands on it, and they're going to try and send Rachel Johnson in. It's a successful mission. It's try number 3, and Johnson gets her 5th of the season. Chiefs 3rd of the afternoon, and that gives them a bit of breathing space.
Just all too easy, wasn't it? Just a quick pass. The Loughborough not ready, not aware. And what you can't do against Exeter Chiefs is just give them a run up, give them that momentum. We talked earlier about they've always got another player on their shoulder to give them that extra drive through the contact. Rachel Johnson's a powerful runner on her own, but Loughborough need to regroup.
Another straightforward one then for Liv McGovern. 2 out of 2 so far. 3 out of 3, never in doubt. 5 minutes and a half to go. Chiefs 21, Lightning 5. And we've credited Loughborough Lightning with the defence of their own 22s as we take another look at this.
Yeah, it was a clever little play. They loaded the front line with 4 or 5 Chiefs, but played out the back. And then just the gap opened up right under the sticks.
We credited Loughborough Lightning with the way they've defended their own 22, and you can do it for 2, 3, 4 phases, but when you've got to do it for 2 or 3 or 4 phases, then give away a penalty, then do it again, then give away a penalty, then do it again, you're just always going to yield against a team like Exeter Chiefs, aren't you?
Absolutely, it's energy sapping, both physically and mentally.
It's Rogers inside her own 22.
Stop!
Ollie's underneath that. Just about stops it from going into touch, and then gets rid of Claude MacDonald. Great fend. Scottish fullback. That'll give us some confidence. And now Nelson. Wassell.
Not held.
It's a good clear out to present the ball. Oh, Westcombe Evans. She gets into space. She's off at the touchline. And that's a nice bit of defence to guide her out of bounds.
That was a lovely take by Chloe Rowley. Big fend off to Claudia MacDonald. She always beats the first defender, Chloe Rowley. So strong in the contact area. But again, just another error from Loughborough. Built some nice momentum, managed to get the ball to the outside, but Coach Killer getting pushed into touch.
Ball, 4 no! 4 get out!
The Chiefs have sorted out those early line-out issues. Leach gathers that. Again, they go to the maul.
Extra forward, stop.
Westcombe Evans underneath it. She's got options inside, but wants to carry herself. Gets chopped low and look for a second like she was going to get picked up and put down. Edel McMahon did well to put the brakes on that and make a good hit. Wassell with another carry. Smart kick in behind.
Loughborough have used that short side on a number of occasions, just need to speed up the route ever so slightly, because what it's allowing Exeter to do is get their fold, and then they've got all numbers in the line, and that's why she feels the kicking option's the right one to take. But it does put Exeter on under some pressure in their own 22 to exit, but so far their line-out options have been excellent.
They tried to spoil that one, Lightning. Oof, and they have.
Commentator's curse.
What do you want, girls?
But that's an ideal scenario, isn't it? You put a kick in behind like that. You want to try and spoil the line out. That's a big win for Loughborough.
Exactly. You want to turn the pressure onto the opposition in their own 22.
Okay. Both of you get square.
Instead of using energy of carries on carries, trying to go forward, trying to find a line break somewhere. Actually, just pin them down there, make them play out of there, and they've got the reward for it.
Really stable.
I think it was Wassell that managed to get up and just slightly disrupt as well. It's one of the key stealers of the league.
Crouch!
So scrum's 15 metres in, nobody on the short side for Lightning. Nelson, Hardy, Matatonga. They've got Westcombe Evans as the inside option. Hunter pops that one off. It's Hardy in at first receiver. Decent carry, thought about free in the arm, but couldn't quite get it away. Round the corner they go. It was Malcolm with the carry. It's all a little bit static.
Stay.
Not as fast as they'd have wanted, but still with the ball. Trevathan.
Keep going.
Exeter look very organised in defence though as Cabea takes that in. Hunter, she's got the latch. Good shot on Hunter. Puts her on her back. Cabea goes again. Just refills the tank so well, so quickly.
Stay.
Ticking down to half-time.
Play on. Backwards. Play on.
So well spoiled by Chiefs, and Hunter does really well. 5 metres short now. Loughborough Lightning going in search of try number 2. 3 metres short. Right underneath the sticks. The heavy artillery, the latching. Inch by inch, Loughborough Lightning go. Christine Belisle. Now Nelson. This space out wide, they've just got to get the ball there. It's too slow, and Rolly gets gobbled up. Fran Goldthorpe was screaming for it, but it's well defended by Chiefs, and Wassell continues for Loughborough Lightning. Still in the 22, but 15, 16 metres back from where they were.
Tackle!
Nelson. Matatonga looks so sharp on her feet. Trevathan. Out of the back it goes. Another brilliant shot. Exeter looking brutal in defence. And just like that, Lightning back outside the 22. Wassell stuck behind the gain line, knocks the ball on. And Exeter Chiefs not only survive, but thrive. That should take us through to half-time.
No, still go.
Yeah, that's going to be the difference in this game, isn't it?
Oh.
Exeter Chiefs piling on the pressure. One more shot.
And Rolly chases her own kick. I was just admiring that beautiful spiral that came off the boot actually, and now Claude McDonald going to chase her own kick. Nelson's back on her own. She's got Matatonga for support. Another great kick chase from McDonald. Huge work ethic from her. And Matatonga takes us through to half-time. Mike Hudson blows the whistle. And it was a lung-busting period of play to end the half. The ball in play for a lot of time. Loughborough Lightning deep inside the Chiefs' 22, but they could not close the gap. After a stalemate start, it was 2 tries in quick succession for Exeter Chiefs. Lightning responded, but Johnson got over to give them some more daylight. The bonus point not secure yet, but it's a 16-point deficit at the halfway point. Exeter Chiefs at 21, Loughborough Lightning 5. Well, Rachel Burford, your thoughts on what we've seen in that first half?
I think it's been a frustrating one for Loughborough Lightning, creating opportunities, but their execution let them down just in those final moments. Could have been a really critical score for them. Poor decision to play out that. Forwards had really good momentum. Tell you what, if I was one of the forwards in the Loughborough pack and you've just edged away that close and you look up and you're 10 metres, 15 metres back, that's a frustrating place to be in.
Well, we're going to be hearing from Claire. She's going to be getting all of the half-time reactions, so do stick with us for that. But let's take a look at some of the highlights of the half so far. Exeter Chiefs after we could call it a false start, couldn't we? The set piece let them down a little bit. Lightning managed to spoil using all that experience in the pack, but they got this score. They got this score after what, 16 minutes, and from then on they really took control of the half. Yeah,
they did. I think throughout the game they've grown and become more clinical, but a lot of it is on the back of errors from Loughborough, lack of concentration and giving them the ball back. And when Exeter get into this sort of territory, they are one of the challenging teams to stop. Just all that momentum. I mean, Hope Rogers is so powerful on her own, but she's got 2 or 3 players on her shoulders as well, and that's what they're so good at. They've always got a number of players, always got plenty of options, and they're always ready. Whether you're a short runner, whether you're out the back there, lovely little play. McGovern looks like she's going to play it at the back, and there's real subtlety to Allen on the short line.
Yeah, excellent from her. So the 2 of them reached 10 tries for the season. We'll get a really good look at this angle here. The options for the outside half, isn't it? Running good lines, giving her options. I think it could have gone to one of 3 players there, and they could have all made a real dent in the Lightning defence. Yeah,
well, if you watch the way that Exeter play, you know, they've always alive for the option, whether it's the short tip or whether it's the play out the back, and they have pods set up outside of those, and it just makes it so challenging defensively.
So this was one of the rare moments for Loughborough Lightning. They did have a few visits to the Chiefs 22, but this was the one they made stick.
Yeah, it was brilliantly executed. It was simple, up at the front. As soon as Malcolm comes down, they all go to work and drive through. It was a really good response for them in their first entry into there and came away with points, but they didn't back it up.
Well, this was the tap penalty move, wasn't it? It looks very simple. However, you've just got, defensively, you've got so much going on, haven't you, in an environment like that?
Yeah, you have, and the thing is, because your try line's right behind you, you can't afford to give up or absorb any contact area, so it is really challenging, but they got too narrow and didn't number up on the outside, and you've got to be aware of Exeter Chief about their multiple threats.
Exeter Chiefs 21, Loughborough Lightning 5. We've already had a huge result in the Allianz Premier 15s today. Gloucester Hartpury's undefeated run is over, and Saracens have fired a warning shot to the rest of the league. If it stays as it is, or if Exeter Chiefs get another try to secure the bonus point, they will be top of the league outright. And will they look back after that? I'm sure there are plenty of teams who've got a say in that. Of course, the top 4 going through to the playoffs. Rachel Burford, as soon as I turn this microphone off, I'm sure is going to give me a nudge and say, don't you forget about Harlequins, because they'll feel as though they have got a say in this division as well. But now we're going to go and have a word with Claire Thomas. She's down there making friends. Who have you got with you, Claire?
I'm indeed making friends. I've been joined by US Eagle superstar, formerly of Loughborough Lightning, but now applying her trade for Exeter Chiefs, Charlie Jacobi. Welcome along. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me pull you out of the Chiefs dugout. And you've got a supporter too, and Emily Totosi, who's come to cheer you on. Your first appearance on the Prem 15s, and it is just brilliant to have you with us. I'm going to throw you a big old open question to begin with, just to warm you up. What did you make of that first 40?
Yeah, I think that it was definitely a very physical battle to start. We knew Loughborough coming into Sandy Park that they were going to be very physical up front, and also what they can offer at set piece was definitely going to be a big match for us, but we were looking forward to just seeing what we could do.
As I mentioned, you're in the interesting position of having been in the African Violet last season before switching to Chiefs colours. Be honest, have you caught yourself cheering for the wrong side at points?
Is it next question? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. You know what? At the end of the day, we're cheering for good rugby, and being a player here coming across from the US, being at Loughborough, now Exeter, I mean, so many great friends have been made. Great rugby is being played, so I'm just here to continue to move forward and play some good rugby and meet better people along the way. So.
But you've touched on it already. You knew the physicality was coming, and right from the off, Loughborough really brought it, both at the breakdown and in the scrum. Early penalties and free kicks there, which isn't something Exeter are used to.
Yeah.
How impressed have you been by the set piece scrum-wise from Loughborough, because the line-out has creaked?
Yeah, so I mean, we knew that Loughborough coming here, that we knew what they could offer at scrum time. We had to focus a lot this week around just our body height, our secondary sink, making sure that we're keeping consistent pressure on, and I think that we've met our match in regards to set piece, especially up front at scrum time. But I'm really looking forward to the second half, because I know the girls are talking about it in the changing room, and I think we'll see a big shift in the second half.
Right, you got really technical really fast there, Charlie. What is a secondary sink?
So we just know that Loughborough also had playing there last year. They focus a lot on, once they engage, on making sure that they sink to a very strong scrumming position. And so it's just more so managing what we do well, while also trying to make it a little messy for them too, right? So just making sure that we can scrum at a controllable and reasonable height for ourselves as well.
There we go, a scrummaging masterclass from someone who's just back from a World Cup. It doesn't come much better than that. Now, someone at the heart of the scrum who got the scoring off to a start for both sides was, of course, Hope Rogers, her 10th of the season. It must be amazing to be plying your trade alongside arguably one of the best loose heads in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everyone can say and know that Hope is world class. She's one of my best friends. The work that she puts in off the pitch just really allows her to shine on the pitch, and I think she just got an award the other day for scoring 21 tries in 21 games, I think it was. So she could do it all, you know what I mean? And she's humble too, so we gotta love her. Love having her on my team, I'll tell you that.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to be against her. No one wants to look up and see Hope Rogers in full flight.
Amen, sister.
So Hope was with the first try. Liv slots the extras, Liv McGovern that is, and then we're on to Maisie Allen. And I just wanted to talk about the battle of the sevens, because those are two future open sides for the Red Roses. Can I just get a word on both Sadia Kabea and on Maisie Allen?
Yeah, I mean, Sadia Kabea, like, we knew that Sadia is just unreal, you know what I mean? She's unreal for England, she's unreal for Loughborough. She will get over anybody's ball here, so that's another big reason we focused a lot on just our rolls around the breakdown this week. She's super physical, get her hands on the ball, you know she's going to go forward. And then likewise with Maisie Allen, both such young talents, but Maisie is just she's got it all up her sleeve, you know, she can run with the ball, she's huge on defense, big collisions, massive at the breakdown, and also just an outstanding human being, so.
Big collisions, but not the biggest of players. She seems to really pack a punch, a lot of bounce to the ounce, as I've heard some people describe her. Is she shifting a lot of tin in the gym? What's the secret? Why is Maisie Allen so ballistic?
You know, maybe... So she should, I think so, yeah. I mean, size doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? But I think that Maisie, she also just has a lot of just tactical understanding of the game too, and it allows her to kind of really bring her specific skill sets to life on the field. You know, she's a very huge student of the game and just works really, really hard.
Your third score came from Rachel Johnson, who is chasing, I read this week, her 4th consecutive appearance in the Premier 15's Team of the Week. Now, Kay Zachary is someone who nails down number 8 jerseys wherever she goes, but do you think it's testament to how brilliantly Johnson is playing at the moment that she's made that shirt her own?
Yeah, you know, Rachel surprises me every time she gets her hands on the ball. Like, she just, I think she's really just showing the Prem how physical she can be, how dominant she can be, and I think that we're really seeing that each week. Her and Kate are working really close together to make sure that Rachel can continue to just break through that glass ceiling each week, and I think we're seeing it come to life.
Can I get a message passed on to Rachel? Is that okay? Can she bring back the space buns? Because I miss when she used to play with space buns.
The space buns, they get a little messy now with her head in the scrum, more so at 8, but you have to notice that she's rocking these cute little kitty bows. I taught her how to tie the bows, former cheerleader, obviously. So she's rocking those now, but I'll put in a word.
Great, thank you, because she was like a really menacing Powerpuff Girl when she had them and she was popping up all over the park, so I do miss them. You've mentioned the cheerleading, and actually it's something I covered when I covered the World Cup, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it on the Prem 15s. Is it true that you were talent ID'd as a rugby player when you were doing a cheer practice?
Yeah, that is true.
Tell us the story.
Yeah, so I was cheerleading at Kent State University on a scholarship there, and so in the cheerleading world they call them partner stunts, so like how the guys can hold up the girls one-handed, and that was pretty much the only reason I had my scholarship, because I could do that, because I certainly couldn't tumble or anything like that. And they were like, you should come check out rugby, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. And the rest is history from there. So 21 years of cheerleading down, rugby up, here we come.
I think it's safe to say the rugby world is all the better for you putting down the pom-poms and picking up a rugby ball. Final player I definitely wanted to touch on, because you've both arrived at the club together and she has just made such waves since arriving, is Claudia MacDonald. She's not on the score sheet yet. You have a feeling it is just a matter of time, but that tackle on Chloe Rollie right here in that final passage of play, and then the kick chase, it was just the voracious kick chase. Do you think she's the best player in the Premier 15s right now?
Claudia MacDonald? 100%. I think that Claudia, like similar to Sadia Kabea, right? Huge talent for England, definitely bringing it to life here at Exeter, and I think that she's just made a name for herself in that shirt here. I think that we haven't had the start maybe that we were looking for in the first half. We've been talking a lot about starting fast, but I know that in the second half we'll actually bring that to life, and I think that we'll see a lot more of Claudia with her hands on the ball. Each weekend we've seen her just slicing through defense, and I mean, it's part of her DNA, so I'm really excited to see Claudia bring that in the second half.
Apart from MacDonald getting her mitts on the ball a bit more, what does in practice it look like to have a better second half?
Say it one more time, sorry.
What else do you guys need to do in the second half apart from get Claudia on the ball that bit more?
Yeah, you know, I think that we talked a lot about just our own personal disciplines, but I think that we're doing the right things right now, just making little minor uncharacteristic, God bless America, mistakes. But I think that once we get the dominance that we have been familiar with lately in regards to set piece, I think that things will start opening up for us. Yeah.
Charlie, it's been such a joy to get your insight. I'm so glad we coaxed you down to our studio. I'll let you go and enjoy the second half. But talking about Claudia MacDonald has got me excited for the TikTok Women's Six Nations. And the Red Roses will be in action in Newcastle, in Northampton, and then hopefully in front of a record crowd at Twickenham. Here's a little something to get you in the mood too.
England-Scotland at Kingston Park. You can see England-Italy at Franklin's Gardens, or you can see England versus France at Twickenham Stadium. And I think you'd be absolutely insane not to. englandrugby.com/tickets. It is going to be a fascinating Women's Six Nations, and you can watch the Red Roses, whether you are in the north, whether you are in the Midlands, or whether you are down south. Those are the dates, those are the kick-off times, those are the ticket details. And Rachel Burford, let's have a little chat about it, because of course we'll get back into this game, but Red Roses wise, selection's going to be fascinating for this tournament. I'm not going to ask you for names because that's not fair, but there are a lot of options, aren't there, and a lot of players really putting their hands up. Yeah,
there really is. I think they've been really competitive within the games that we've seen this season. I think there's definitely going to be headache selection for Simon Middleton, like the midfield's an interesting one. You've also got some players who are absent, so you know, do we see some new players come in? We know that Ellie Rudman's been on really good form, and she was invited to one of the England international camps. But yeah, it's truly exciting. On the back of the World Cup, the Red Roses want to get back out there and, you know, play in front of their home crowd, and what an exciting time it will be.
What about the league in general then? Because we didn't get to see it right up until full time, or at least I didn't, because it's a long way up to the commentary position here. But Saracens, after a sticky start, they've started to look like Saracens again, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they've got some key personnel back, haven't they? And in Saracens' fashion, as soon as they get a little bit of momentum, they get that belief, and they become a real weapon that, you know, have shown in time how tough they are to break down. And yeah, what a response from them against Gloucester Hartbury, because it was a pretty painful experience, the last fixture, where they put over 50 points on Saracens. So there would have been a lot of hurt from that they wanted to make right, and they come away victorious.
And Sean Lynn and co, they won't admit this publicly because they've got an incredible squad and they played some amazing rugby this year. But this is the first real challenge for this group, isn't it? They've butchered, bulldozed teams this year, have an amazing start, came here and won, but now they've got to pick themselves up and go again. Yeah,
absolutely. And you think of the game against Bristol, narrowly won that game, and so you can see some, you know, we're midway through the season right now. They've lost a couple of players. They don't have everybody they want to pick from. So, yeah, it's going to be a But having said that, it's a good opportunity for them. This is the time you want to be losing games and making up for it later down the line.
Certainly is. Confirmation of some scores then. Speaking of Bristol Bears, what a result that is against University of Worcester Warriors, 59-10. Saracens 36, Gloucester Harbury 27, and DMP Sharks getting a victory. And I think anybody who follows this league, anybody who follows the journey that they've been on, can't help but smile to see them getting a win.
Yeah, you know, they've been up against it, but they've had some really good signings in the last few months as well, and you know, they're playing with some really good confidence, and yeah, it's good to see them get a W next to their name.
And of course, results not going Wasps' way at the moment, but just the fact that they are putting teams out every week is a huge credit to everybody involved at Twyford Avenue. But we bring our focus back to Sandy Park. It is Exeter Chiefs 21, Loughborough Lightning kicking off through Helen Nelson 5. Chiefs 1 try away from the bonus point. And Nelson's underneath it. That headband always looks from a distance like it's over her eyes. I mean, it definitely isn't. But she plays an important role for them, doesn't she? Particularly with the absentees, to have somebody with her experience to add a level of composure. You wonder where they'd be without her.
Yeah, their kicking game's huge for Loughborough Lightning, and she's one of those key players that can often get them out of trouble. She's really good position to be in the backfield. She reads the game really well. But that wouldn't be the start that Loughborough would have wanted. Initially put really good pressure on the kick.
Girls, can you get to the end of the white line?
And just disciplines let them down.
Thank you.
First line out of the second half. 5 in it for Chiefs. And they go to Leach. Drills it into Robinson. And then they get the big midfield carriers going.
That's fine,
Friday.
get clear.
Again, quick ball, so difficult to defend. And Maisie Allen, first half try scorer, gets her first touch. Rogers tips on, tries to put Friday through a gap.
Play on. Tackle!
And Robinson has a little dart herself.
Tackle!
Yeah, Morena Tallinn there, just double effort, makes the tackle, gets back up, and then forces Robinson to have to carry, just slows their ruck speed down.
It's McMahon, another carry from her. Robinson, now Cantona, options inside and out, opts for Johnson. And Cabea just about holds on side saddle. Lovely pickup from Leach. And then Morena Tallinn. Big collision for her, but Chiefs looking ominous here as Rogers gets the offload away. Friday off. The interception. Just when the Lightning defence had started to creak, that is an important intervention. But then another one back Chiefs' way, into the 22 they go.
Leave it, you're good, you're good.
Just look like they've got so much time. McGovern.
Advantage, high.
Wassel has come in with a,
Yeah.
well, not quite a swinging arm, but a high tackle.
Got penalty advantage, yeah. High tackle. On the desk, slip.
And Wassel, plain to see that one.
Yeah, it's a shame because it was a good read. She just needs to drop her body height.
High tackle.
We know that nines are a little bit smaller than most players, so you just got to get in and under the ball.
Spiral for touch. Aesthetically pleasing, but perhaps not as effective as she'd have liked it to have been there.
Front here.
It's just lovely line from Hope Rogers, links up really well. Such a shame, there was actually 2 players outside, so the winger defends really well, gets in that passing channel.
Oh, Lightning have pinched it, great work, Wassel goes up. Good read from Lightning.
Back foot.
And a great clear up by Sarah Hunter. Oh, has that been dropped? Oh, after all the hard work. Oh, and then a penalty for the mouth. Mike Hudson's not going to take that. And Chiefs go again. Hope Rogers tries to carry it all the way. Oh, bulldozes through. That is brutal and brilliant from Hope Rogers. And the bonus point is secure.
Again, it's another try from Exeter Chiefs, but it's all the making of Loughborough Lightning, just not executing their basics. It's just letting them down. The last person you want to have charging at you is Hope Rogers. She's so dynamic in the contact area. You've got to get two players on her. She just drops her body height. Just there, Bees Balil just gets bumped off, and Trevarton can't do anything to drive her back. When you've got that much momentum running towards you, that much force, there's only going to be one winner.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's an incredible carry, and she is one of the best carriers in women's rugby. However, from a tap penalty, the person who taps that penalty shouldn't be scoring at this level.
No, you're right. When we've seen that in a couple of tries now, where Loughborough are just waiting on the line and absorbing that contact. You've got to go and meet that ball carrier. You've got to try and stop that ability to get some speed and get that dynamism up.
Still 100% from the tee. 4 tries, 4 conversions, 45 minutes gone. Chiefs 28, Lightning 5. Let's take another look at this. Yeah, they just sit back. It's a jagged line, isn't it? And the two front rowers there, it was Belial and Trevarton, just a little bit flat-footed.
Exactly. You've got to be locked and loaded and ready and nominating that you're going to take the ball carrier.
Well, if you and I are ever stood side by side, I'll let you nominate Hope Rogers.
Fair point.
Tackle.
So there we go, the 11th consecutive try bonus point for Exeter Chiefs this season. The only time they failed was here against Gloucester Hartbury as McDonald gets away. Brilliant from McDonald. Oh, it's gone backwards for Lightning, but how does she find space on the outside where it just doesn't exist? Hardy out to Nelson, now Matatonga. Goldthorpe, really seen her get to stretch her legs. He's still trying to play some rugby, but then Trevarton gets the hospital pass and gets swallowed up by 2 Chiefs defenders.
Don't play into it.
Wassel giving away a couple of penalties, but she has been busy in the engine room, hasn't she? Wassel, and then Nelson picks out Doige inside her own half, but not for long. Cabella, technically perfect tackle from her.
Leave it.
Leach. Quite an underrated ball player herself, Poppy Leach, isn't she? Often see her pop up in the midfield as an extra pair of hands. Now Allen throws the dummy. But they're back into the 22 here. Exeter Chiefs pouring forward. Rogers. Maybe going in search of a hat-trick. She's got plenty of time, still 33 minutes to go. McMahon coughs it up. Wassel takes it just outside the 22. That's been charged down.
You just see Exeter moving the ball a little bit more with that extended lead. Just trying to get into the outside channels a little bit more. It was good slide defence from Loughborough, just closing the channels in the outside.
Now, Tisha Harper is having a conversation with Christine Belial. And in fact, there's going to be a change as well. So Harper coming on. We'll see what that means for who's going to be on the tight head and who's on the loose head side at scrum time. Tisha Harper, just 24 years of age, but she's a player who feels like she's been around forever.
That's both sides. I'm giving up goal. It's going to work like the first half of the pushing it. I'm not going to turn around.
Just hearing Mike Hudson there, that pushing it into a player, that's something that referees are really keen to talk about in the last few weeks, isn't it? Not trying to buy the penalty. I don't know whether there's been something that's gone around the referees' WhatsApp groups.
I think they just want a clean breakdown, don't they? If we can keep the game flowing, then let's not try and slow it down for the sake of it.
Crouch! Keep it up, Exeter! Keep it up! Stay. Ball out. Ball is out. Play on.
Decent scrum, and Hunter keeps it narrow. Still inside the 22 though, so Lightning can put this straight off if they want, but instead they're going to put it through another couple of pairs of hands. That's a sliced kick, so Ailey Sinclair can let it bounce. In fact, she'll get it via Flo Robinson, and then she'll beat the first defender. See Sarah Hunter missing many tackles, but she missed one there. A lot of numbers over here for Chiefs, but it's a loose pass to McDonald. Bryony Field managed to make the tackle in the end. Friday. Heavy carry from Friday. Trevathan makes the tackle. And then McGovern gets them going again. Another knock on. Oh, lovely work from Goldthorpe. Rolly was outside her. It was a tough pass. She didn't spot it. Another charge down, and McDonald sniffing around. In fact, it was Zachary, wasn't it?
Push. No need for it.
Exeter Chiefs just getting a little bit loose, losing their structure. Sometimes can happen when you've got such an extended lead.
Been a bit chaotic, hasn't it, the last 3 or 4 minutes?
I'm sure Susie Appleby will be getting messages on. Let's get back to our shape, get back to our structure. The opportunities will come. We don't need to force it.
A couple of times in the second half that Megan Davies got a little bit flat with the box kick and been charged down.
4 and Chiefs 6.
Yeah, you always talk about kicking on your own terms and making sure that you've got a couple of blockers in, that the ball's nice and clear.
Loughborough 5 and 11 replacements.
Twice she's been charged down in the last few minutes.
Changes being made for both sides. For Loughborough, Kat McDonald coming on into the engine room. Carmela Morale coming on row number 22.
Okay, good.
And Exeter Chiefs, well, when they make their changes, the pack doesn't get any weaker, does it? Linda van der Velden and Ebony Jeffries coming on.
Knock on, offside.
Sadly, this has been the story for Loughborough. Get themselves out of being under pressure from Exeter. It's their ball, and then an error creeps in.
And then just like that, Chiefs back into the 22.
All of that hard work to win the ball back, to get some territory, and just a lack of concentration. It's just gifted them the ball back.
4 tries already, 1 in the second half. It's overthrown, but sometimes when the ball bounces your way, when the rugby gods are on your side, you get another chance. And Cantona managed to clean that one up. Rogers with another dynamic carry. Options both ways. Tipped on by Allen. Nice ball outside, and that's Maloney. Trying to show the pace of a winger. Lightning in at the side, so it'll be Chiefs' advantage. Flo Robinson whips that off. Cantona and Johnson. Back up the short side they go. Leach tips it on, offloaded by Maloney, and McDonald can't quite gather it.
7 side entry. 7 side entry.
And just expanding on what we talked about in the first half, you can defend your 22 once, maybe twice, but back-to-back penalties very often against top opponents yields trouble, and that trouble usually manifests itself on the scoreboard.
No, end of the line. So move off. That's perfect. Cheeky.
A few changes in the pack for Chiefs then. What difference will that make? That line out time again. The bounce has gone Chiefs' way. And they are camped in the Lightning 22 here. Robinson and Leach tips it on. Oh, what a carry this is. And quick ball as well. Lightning scrambling in defence. Ebony Jeffries. Zachary desperate to get her hands on the ball. Just about hanging on to her bootstraps to stop her short. Allen, crunching hits on Maisie Allen. And the tip on.
Tackle, roll!
Oh, Lightning just about hanging on by their fingernails as Rogers goes looking for her third try. Surely it's coming here. Zachary just short. Space on the left-hand side, but they go right. Maisie Allen dots down for her second, and Chiefs extend the lead even further.
It's really good patience from Chiefs. Not trying to play too wide, too early. Forwards going to work, working around the corner. Really strong carries and collisions. Maisie Allen's been everywhere this afternoon. Manages to get over for her second. Just here, they just play just wide enough, which pulls in the last defender. Now the fold to get round. Everybody's folding to get on the short side. And then Maisie Allen spots that and just picks to the right and goes in.
Again, looking for positives for Loughborough Lightning. Some of the one-on-one tackling there was exceptional. It was desperate defending, but relentless from Chiefs.
Position, please. We can sort this out afterwards. Boys, Ian, get back. The kick's going on.
And the perfect record is blemished. That one clattering into the upright from Liv McGovern. 33 points to 5 as we approach 15 minutes gone in the second half.
I always wonder as a kick out, would you rather completely miss it or just miss it and hit it on the post? So, such a challenging kick out wide, and she's been so good in recent weeks. But she gets across next to her tally.
5 tries, a little bit of a break in play here while we wait for the ARs to fix their comms units.
Ian, I can hear you now, and Simon, can you just do a quick check? Brilliant, okay.
And great news, Mike Hudson confirms that he can hear his 2 assistants.
Ready?
So 2 tries for Rogers.
Okay, 15.
2 for Allen.
Extra 15.
1 for Johnson. Changes coming for Exeter Chiefs. Laurie Kramer coming on.
Might as well do it, but we got time off.
She's going to slide in at full back, replacing Merrin Deutsch.
Time off.
She had a solid game, hasn't she, in the backfield?
Yeah. She is having an excellent season as Merrin Deutsch.
Keep going.
Oh, and that was very, very close to being brilliant. Claude McDonald hitting the line.
Tackle! Out, yes, out.
Kicking early this time, Nelson. Zachary with a good chase, and Chloe Raleigh.
Stop.
There's a little bit of space there, but doesn't quite catch hold of the kick. And then McDonald returns it with interest.
Tackle, move! Rolling first.
And Chiefs are away quickly. They are not
keep
interested in anything other than high-tempo rugby now. Still full of energy, full of running. Rogers up over the gain line. Another whipped pass. Hands on the ball. Oh, Zachary. Don't see that very often.
Good tackles.
Did enjoy the scoop over the head though afterwards.
Yeah, always going to try and play on till that whistle's blown. Just got a little bit flat. Made it a bit challenging to catch the ball.
Is that right? Loughborough 8.
But Chiefs' attack's really strong at the moment. 2 passes and they're in the middle of the field, and it's really shortened up the defence from Loughborough. Which means they can play those little out the back balls and expose those edges.
Change for Lightning then, Sarah Hunter. Her racist run, she's replaced by Daisy Hibbert-Jones. Her first season in Lightning colours, former Sale Shark of course.
Yeah, reset.
She's got plenty of time to try and make an impact on this game. So 57 minutes on our clock. I'm just giving you 20-minute warning here that you are selecting the Allianz Premier 15's player of the match. Rachel Burford, because every now and then I'll just spring it on you, and I don't want to do that today. I want to give you plenty of time to think about this, and we will be hearing from the player of the match, pitch side, with Claire Thomas at the end of the game as well. So stick with us after full time for highlights and all of the post-match reaction.
Use it.
Good scrum from Lightning, first touch for Hibbert Jones, and Lightning look to get going through Rolly. Bulu Matatonga. She's got that little goose step, Matatonga, hasn't she? Just plants that seed of doubt in the defender's mind.
Ruck.
Nelson.
Not held. Okay, hold.
So Robinson making a decent tackle there into Tisha Harper. Not seen much of her ball in hand. In fact, we've not seen much of Loughborough Lightning. Ball in hand in these opening 18 minutes or so. Hibbert Jones gets ripped by Zachary. That is absolutely superb.
Okay.
And then the kick in behind. The 50-22's on. Where's the bounce going to go? Oh, it's going to stay in field. Matatonga.
Okay, it's dead.
Oh, she was the favourite to win the race. Zachary was there. The bounce of the ball, it looked like it was just going to sit on that line.
Back. God damn it. Okay.
Oh, and Daisy Hibbert Jones, having only just come on, has stayed down on the halfway line, and this doesn't look good for the young back rower.
Yeah, I was just
she just got hit in the contact. But how about this from Kate Zachary? So often we're talking about her defence and her running ability, but who knew she had this in her locker as well? Oh, so close.
For this player here.
Loughborough Lightning had so much possession then, but almost too easy for Exeter just to drift. It's all a bit lateral.
Sorry, you've got the mark, yeah?
Let's hope this isn't serious for Daisy Hibbert Jones. She looks like she's in a lot of discomfort at the moment.
So after her 2 tries, Hope Rogers has just been replaced by Abby Middlebrook. She was the poster girl of this week's fixture, actually, Abby. She was all over the Exeter Chiefs social and print work. England under 18, England under 20 years of age, another one with a massive future. And in a game like this, when the result's relatively safe, 20 minutes to go, this is a really good opportunity, not just for a coach to have a look at a player, but for a player to get some really valuable minutes at this level.
Yeah, I think it's important, isn't it, to expose players to this level against the opposition that they've got in front of a home crowd. You know, you only develop players by giving them opportunities to see what they can do, give them a chance to learn, grow, make mistakes. And when you've got a healthy lead, then that's the prime opportunity to do so.
Liv McGovern, 8 points for her, 4 successful conversions. Robin Wilkins coming on, easy to spot with the red long sleeves underneath that black jersey. Again, we're talking about the young players, but when you can bring on an experienced player like Robin Wilkins to see out a game as well. We've got a very good blend here in terms of the age profile and the experience profile of this team.
And quite often with Exeter, their biggest scoring comes from the last 20 minutes, so it says a lot about their depth within their squad.
Okay, let's go, Loughborough.
But Daisy Hibbert Jones limps off. She's barely been on a minute. She looks in some discomfort. It's the left ankle that's troubling her, and just hope that it's not too serious. Of course, an exciting player that we all love to watch, but we just want these players fit, healthy and ready to go. So the best of luck to Daisy with however long this rehabilitation takes. But Georgina Tasker is coming on, another player who's come through the Loughborough Students programme in the Women's National League, the one headed up by Katie Trevarthen. And it is great to see that come into fruition as well, a genuine pathway from University Rugby to the Premier 15s.
Crouch!
They're going to have a little shuffle. I think Emma Hardy's gone in at flanker because they've used all their forward subs.
Guys, you've all got to wait until
we have a pack down in the back row.
6 of us creeping forward.
Yeah, a few times.
Gap early.
I had to play a whole game once for Richmond, and it was against Saracens. I had to go up against Maggie Alfonsi, which it wasn't a great experience. Being completely owned by one of the best number 7s in the world.
Crouch!
And I don't think I really did the sevens roll, I just stayed out in the back line.
Set! Hold there! Good. Stay behind the ball,
Well,
nine.
that is a solid scrum.
That's
So Emma Hardy has done her job and put her
Stop,
hands
stop,
up for
in front,
selection on
stop.
the blind side
Good,
flank.
you're on.
Back with
Exeter
Chiefs,
front.
then returns with interest. Here we go, Chloe Rolly.
All
He
on.
just kicks that straight to McDonald to
Stop,
respond.
good.
It's a good read from Nelson.
Outside. Loughborough, stop! Stop!
And the kicking battle begins. First touch for Wilkins.
Yeah, you're good now.
She sees some space. Helen Nelson's GPS is going to have gone absolutely wild. She has gone backwards and forwards and side to side in the last few phases. Oh, and that stayed on the pitch as well. Kramer infield to Wilkins, the two replacements for Chiefs.
Release!
Oh, Wilkins gets met on the 10. Big collision, Leach. That's a decent pass, good ball here, Nelson, and now Hayley Sinclair. Great kick for Sinclair, is it going to stay in? Oh, the touchline beats it. Great invention from Sinclair.
She's looked lively, hasn't she, when she's got the ball. She looks really powerful and explosive.
Yeah, you get it. You get it.
Good option. She was covered by two defenders.
Yeah, we'll do the front
So
first.
spreads it in behind.
Yeah.
How about some of the handling from the forwards?
Girls, we've got numbers.
Lovely, simple hands down the right-hand side.
She injured.
It was a great spot to put Nelson under pressure from Robin.
Okay, time's
Chloe
up.
Rowley on the chase from the kick beforehand. And Nelson had to work from one side of the pitch all the way to the other.
I wonder if we need to get the spirit level out on this Sandy Park pitch, because there's been a couple of kicks into that corner that have just drifted into touch. Lizzie Hanlon coming on, 21-year-old tight head.
Your player's still down. Okay, you good?
Originally from Surrey, but finds herself down here at Exeter Chiefs.
That's good.
Tatisha Harper back up on the pitch.
Front. 19, straight inside. 19, side entry.
And Linda van der Velden in at the side. Penalty Lightning. An easy exit. Still 20 minutes of this one to go. Well, on our clock, just a reminder that our clock not linked in with the referee's watch. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference today, because this one not going to the wire. Well, not yet anyway. Stranger things have happened.
Oh, Exeter. Loughborough 1, please. Loughborough 1.
Grace Clifford. Another Lightning player with England age group experience coming on.
Okay, time on.
Facing Katie Trevathan.
Play up.
Corbea on the loose ball.
Always inside.
Clara Nelson making the tackle. O'Donnell.
Take you back.
Typically abrasive carry from her to Tisha Harper. That was a big collision, wasn't it? That latch arriving just in time.
For a stop. Now on. Good.
Nelson and Robinson's underneath it. Darts one way, then the other. Kramer
Play up.
offloads, and Cantona beats the first defender. Cantona,
Good roll.
and then Robinson's in there. Zachary, deceptively light on her feet, isn't she? Because she's such a big, heavy ball carrier, but she can dance away, and so can Maisie Allen.
Play on. Run.
Robinson. Well, the door was closed on her, so she opened another one.
Stay. Stop.
Leach. That one's been left behind.
Rachel.
Keep thinking the ref's talking to me.
It's creeping back on. Yeah.
Just there, it's just simple, wasn't it? Just a bit casual on the tip.
Speak to them about it.
But when Exeter get this momentum, they're always trying to shift the point of contact, just to challenge the defence.
Okay, it's a penalty. Stick it in. Cool.
First scrum with the new front rows.
Good scrums, last two girls.
Half a swap sides for Lightning.
About 12. Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold, good. Ball's out.
Lightning still deep inside their own 22, really struggle for field position in this second half. Oh, and then Zachary comes up out of the line, smothers Chloe Rowley.
She's good, yeah. Ball's under her. That's fine. Oh. Play on.
You've got to credit Chiefs. The game is won. The bonus point is in the bag,
Clear
and they
back
are
foot,
still
Exeter, clear back foot.
flying up out of the defensive line.
Yeah. Hold.
Davey still on, still sending the big carriers in. Emma Wassell has been non-stop. She's taken a lot of carries for not a lot of meters today. But her industry has been essential in this Loughborough Lightning effort. And that's all they could do in the end. Nelson clears, but Lightning still defending their own 22.
Exeter 9, please. Front here.
Yeah, good option just to get it off the pitch. Give everyone an opportunity to reset. They're just absorbing so much pressure at the moment, Loughborough. You see the option to want to play wide, but the pass execution to Chloe Rowley, and you're catching it above your head, you're just opening yourself up to get absolutely nailed by the opposition. That's exactly what Kate Zachary did.
So Brooke Bradley is on the scrum half for Flo Robinson. A Devonian herself. For all the international stars in this Chiefs team, still plenty from the local county, and the replacement scrum half, one of them. 21 tries in 31 games for Chiefs. I wonder if she'll fancy a late one here.
She's through the middle. Ball away. Play on.
Wilkins. Oh, that one's gone forward, or has it? Yes.
Just forward.
Super pressure from Chloe Rowley, having just been on the receiving end of a tackle like that. Gets up and really closed down Kramer. She's a good player, Kramer. Obviously the Wallaroo. She's got good skill set, good handler. Just got slightly flat on that. Was under pressure as well.
No problem at all.
Would have been a good foot race to see if it did go to hand.
Let's have a chat about the Wallaroos then. I think they made a lot of friends during the World Cup, and we've seen a few of them now making their names in the Premier 15s, a few joining you at Harlequins. They seem to have added something to the league, but it's going to improve them as players hugely, being a part of this elite level of competition, actually playing some rugby.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, isn't it? It's the length of competition, week in, week out, competitive rugby. And yeah, we've obviously got a few at Harlequins, and they've settled in really well, really making a name for themselves already in the very little time that they've been at the club.
Queen's kicked that away, and Lightning kicked that away. And Chiefs up the blind side. Oh, it's greatly taken.
Tackle! Offside line, push.
McDonald
Offside line's there.
finds Middlebrook.
Movement, work.
Now Jeffries. She scored a try on the opening day here against Gloucester Hartbury. Zachary, another fearless carry to get Chiefs on the front foot. Johnson, one try for her already in a similar position to this. Leach, reaches over, and Poppy Leach, the captain, gets her first try of the season. So much unseen work by the skipper, and finally gets the glory of the 5 points.
Well, you could just feel that was coming from Exeter. They've been in this area for the last 15 minutes, putting pressure onto Loughborough. Just sitting on their haunches, allowing the attackers to come at them instead of getting off the line. It's taking 2 tacklers, 3 tacklers every time. And Poppy Leach has been everywhere today. Dots over in the corner. No, they had to work for that.
Well, there are some satisfied customers, those Exeter Chiefs fans who come to watch here at Sandy Park. Gabby Cantona taking over kicking duty. Now Liv McGovern is in a nice warm subs coat on the bench. But the result's the same, the flags go up. And once again, Exeter Chiefs are up to 40 points.
Yeah, it's been comfortable, hasn't it? Every time they've got ball in hand, they look really threatening. And defensively, they've been really good, picking their moments around the breakdown. So it allows them to keep everybody on their feet, to really go and put pressure on Loughborough.
10 minutes to go in this one. And if Loughborough Lightning don't add to their score, as it stands, in those 5 games, Exeter Chiefs have scored 283 points and conceded 10. Absolutely astonishing numbers. And they're going to end the day and end the weekend the top of the Allianz Premier 15's tree. Oh, lovely dummy, and Lightning falling off tackles. The kick in behind for Sinclair to chase, and once again it drifts towards the touchline. I think the hands might have done it there.
Yeah, it was a great run, ball in 2 hands, little show and go. You can see that Loughborough are worried about the outside. They're trying to come up and jam in. But if you do that kind of defence, then you've got to stop the ball carrier. Yeah, I think Cantona could have just probably put the ball through the hands, and then it would have been a big foot race.
So we're into the last 10 minutes. At some point we'll have a conversation about player of the match. I don't want your choice straight away. Just tell us who you've enjoyed watching today. Because the result is absolutely not in doubt whatsoever. But there have been some good performances on both sides of the ball. It's been mainly defensively for Loughborough Lightning. Ebony Jeffries comes in and makes her presence felt, as does Ailey Sinclair. Cabea looking to get the ball moving for Lightning. She's done a lot of good defensive work today. Oh, it's an excellent shot from Gabby Cantona. So many dominant midfield defensive generals as Letitia Harper takes that ball off Cabea. Bryony Field still out there for Lightning.
Every breakdown, Exeter Chiefs are just straight back on their feet, not taking a moment to rest.
Oh, Matatong has grabbed that one, gambled on it, and just gifted the ball back to Chiefs on the edge of the 22.
Francis, 15, never onside.
Zachary with the penalty advantage because Ronnie's offside.
15.
I would have loved to have seen Chloe Rowley get the ball in her hands there, put a little bit of footwork on the outside.
We've seen Loughborough Lightning can score tries from inside their own 22. They scored a beauty at the Stoop against Harlequins a couple of weeks ago in a similar position, albeit with the ball going the other way.
I just said to them, if you're in any
the Stoop has the effect on you.
Yeah.
And they're just really struggling, aren't they, to get out of the 22. Challenging to get length of the kick, to get further up the pitch, and as I said, those collisions, Exeter Chiefs are just rolling out back on their feet. It feels like there's no space anywhere for Loughborough.
Chiefs go again. And it is more brutal, bludgeoning work from them all. Cara Nielsen has got the ball in her hand. Lightning managed to spoil it, or do they? Mike Hudson's having a look. And it's been held up. Right, let's have a conversation about player of the match then. Don't spoil the surprise, but who's impressed you today?
Well, I think Rachel Malcolm from Loughborough, just there holding that try up. 75 minutes into the game, her work rate is always, so high for her team. I think Kath O'Donnell's had a big impact coming on. Nelson's had a strong game.
13, Loughborough's going, yeah.
And while Lightning make a couple of changes then, let's have your decision. Who is your player of the match today in the Allianz Premier 15s?
Well, I think good mention to Hope Rogers. Injection of, got him on the scoreboard early on, the power game. But for me, Maisie Allen, she's been everywhere. She's been a really strong option. She's just been a nuisance in the breakdown and caused a couple of turnovers for her team at critical moments. So my Allianz player of the match is Maisie Allen.
Couple of tries for her today, takes up to 11 for the season. And that's with a couple of games off for injury as well. She is special talent. And she's had another great 75 minutes today. And I'm sure a great 5 minutes towards the end of the game too. Zachary.
Play on.
Poppy Leach presents that ball, just well done.
No problem.
Just everything well done by Chiefs. No matter where they are on the pitch, they look composed, they look energetic. Oh, Grace Clifford. Looked like a koala trying to mount the tree there, didn't she? Oh, there's no knock on. And with it, it is a brilliant try-saving tackle in the end, or is it? Oh my, Brooke Bradley with one of the most unorthodox tries denied, but eventually it is over, it's dotted down, the Exeter Chiefs machine rolls on.
So impressive. Maisie Allen manages to pirouette from the breakdown and find the try line. But Exeter Chief just alert and ready. Quick tap. Don't ever turn your back on a penalty. I think some of the players thought it might have been knock on, but it was off the foot. But great desperation to get back initially. Huge body slam to try and get to the try line. Maisie Allen just finds her way there. Like any good flanker, right by the breakdown.
And just after you've announced her as player of the match, she gets a hat-trick. Vindicated. The first was a brilliant finish. The second two from a combined total of about 18 inches. But she becomes Exeter Chiefs' top try scorer for the season. 12 in total. Chiefs up to 45. Who can stop this Exeter Chiefs machine? They just seem to be getting better and better. And I know the first game of the season was a bit of an anomaly. A lot of World Cup players not back. But Gloucester Hartbury come down here, they get a victory and we think, oh, maybe Exeter Chiefs, maybe this season. Second season syndrome. But they have had absolutely none of it. They've never been playing better rugby.
Yeah, they've had a great season so far. And that comes down to their discipline. They're very good at possession and playing in the right areas, and if you get those things right, you can really punish teams with the calibre of players that they have. Susie talked about it in pre-match. Every game they're wanting to get better, so at no point do they see themselves 30 points up and then take a backward step. They want to keep on improving.
And their record-breaking run continues. Still a few minutes to go though, and a rare venture into the 22 for Loughborough Lightning. Lucy Weaver has come on at scrum half. They've not left anybody on the short side. Georgina Tasker's there directly behind the scrum to offer that as an option. And here they come. Morel out of the back to Nelson. Chloe Rolly looking to dance her way through. Gets past a couple of defenders. Cabea tips that on to Bryony Field. Wassell. Can Lightning get something to reward their defensive industry in this second half?
Ball's here under your play here. Ball's there.
Nelson. The inside to Matatonga, just about manages to keep hold of that. Harper. Strong carry from her, really good strong carry. Meters after contact. Kath O'Donnell. Oh, skips away, Kath O'Donnell. Still Kath O'Donnell. A metre short for Lightning. Going in search of try number 2. Oh, it's just behind Rolly, but she's strong enough to get rid of the first tackler.
Keep moving, 13.
You describe her as a pocket rocket, didn't you, Rachel Burford? And she's deceptively strong in that contact zone. O'Donnell again.
12, move.
She is a tough old train to stop. Nelson, bit of width on it here. Matatonga, missed tackle on Matatonga, but not at the second time of asking, and then she knocks the ball on.
That's it, that's it. That's time, yeah. Hold.
It's just really interesting decision making around there. Cafe Donald gets really good forward, maybe pick and go, and just gives them the ball back to the error comes in.
Once again, Exeter Chiefs impressive in victory. Once again, they have kept the opponents